Okay. Oh my god. 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 What the fuck is that thing? Okay. 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 All right. Just calm down. Calm down. Where is he? What? Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm still alive. I know, big disappointment, right? I don't know. I'm walking around in the woods. Had a sort of slasher movie 80s vibe going on. Thought I would roll with it. Was it funny? I hope it was funny. Yeah, so here we are. Remember when I made a vlog a couple weeks ago where I said I live out in the middle of nowhere? Well, consider this the outskirts of nowhere. Outer nowhere, as it were. You know, I do complain about it, but it does have its benefits. For example, what I just did just now. I mean, whenever I take my camera out into public and I want to film something where there's a lot of people, I have to kind of be careful that, you know, no one usually notices me, because then I have the whole awkward situation where, you know, someone's watching me filming myself, and it's just really awkward. No one wants to sit next to me at a restaurant. But out here, I can do whatever the hell I want. That's a great thing, right? As long as I don't get, you know, my throat slit by Jason Voorhees or whatever. So, yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing. In the middle of finals right now, this is serene. This is what I do to just be to myself and just be quiet. So, we are actually heading somewhere. We're heading to a field. And I know that about sounds as interesting as going for a walk in the woods, but bear with me here. So I discovered this place about 2 or 3 years ago, and you know, when I was younger, I was always told don't go in the woods because you'll get lost, but you know, honestly, this place is very easily navigable. So I started exploring the woods. You know, there's a bunch of these quad paths everywhere, and I eventually stumbled upon, number one, this thing. This is an old telephone wire or electrical pole that was back here, so apparently there was some house back here, which I find hard to believe because there's virtually nothing out here. I always like to think of it kind of like our town was founded, okay, and our town was just like this cluster of houses. Like, this was back at the turn of the century, like turn of the 1900s. And I always imagine, like, there was this old guy who he didn't want to be part of the town, so he just moved out in the woods, and he just built this shack out in the woods, and lived out there over time, and you know, just went into town every now and then to get food and supplies. But he just lived out in this middle of nowhere, like this kind of recluse and this kind of hobo. And that's always spooky to think of when you're out walking like this. I have to entertain myself somehow. I like to consider myself as a film and movie buff, so I kind of try to make up interesting things to, you know, spark my interest and creativity. What happened here? That's weird. Let's see. It's either Bigfoot or the wind. And, okay, clue number 2. Bigfoot, the wind, or people that really hate mirrors. But I'll tell you one thing. They're getting 7 years bad luck from this bad boy right here. Ooh, I tell you what. Okay. Well, we are here. The field of vast emptiness. No, seriously though, it's actually really cool. Hold on. Yeah. It's something weird because it's just an empty field. And yet I just find so much peace here. I always imagined, like, if we ever do get up to the point in the Darkmat Saga where we meet, like, I want to get to a point where I actually can see my Zanpakuto, and I was thinking of possible locations for my inner world, because obviously I can't do a lot of software, a lot of fancy video effects. So I was thinking maybe this place would be really cool, like out in the middle of that field there, like around here, and maybe I can do some kind of video effect to make it a little bit more tinted, like little tinted blue or something, and I can just make it out to be like this vast expansive field that's just kind of bordered in by the trees there. Yeah, if you look way over there, it's kind of hard to see it, but like right here there's a telephone wire, so. This is also my emergency exit. If my town gets burned down, I'll get away, don't worry. Never been up here, actually. Mostly because I was always afraid, you know, this was on somebody's property and he'd chase me off with a shotgun. Like, what the hell are you doing on my property, sonny? This is my grandpappy's property back since 1937. Then I get shot up, run into the trees by some crazy hobo. That's the hobo, that's his descendants. Did you ever see Wrong Turn? Probably shouldn't think about Wrong Turn right now. Or snakes. Snakes would kind of suck. Get bit by a freaking copperhead. Yes, we have freaking copperheads. Oh, there's a trail back here. Okay, that's new. Oh. Okay, guys, left or right? What do you think? Right, and the sun's down at like, that's the path to safety. Or left, which is a downward spiral into the undergrowth. Choose now. I'm just screwing with you. Well, I know what's that way. That's not very interesting, so let's go right. I really should do one of those choosing adventure kind of things, you know, where you just pick some place to go and oh my god, this is bright. I'm about the only person in the planet that would probably just be impressed by grass. Most of my fans are from the UK. From what I've learned from Doctor Who, most of the UK is consisting of grassy fields and hills, and stone bridges, and Scottish people, and whales. Not the actual fish. Well, maybe you guys have a lot of fish, I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it. What I also don't get, and this is probably really racially insensitive, I apologize. I understand that the UK is composed of what? It's composed of England, Wales, Scotland, and I want to say Ireland, but I don't think it's part of the United Kingdom, so I'm just gonna, that's not important, let's just cut right to Wales. Every time I've known about Wales, isn't it like, it looks like it has like its own language or something, and I just never understood that. Like, does it have its own language? Because I thought you guys all spoke English over there. Alright, this looks like the path of death, but whatever. This is gonna go all Blair Witch on me, isn't it? Where I'm gonna get lost out in the freaking woods, and this fun little vlog's gonna turn into the diary for the rest of my life, and it's gonna be found in like 5 weeks, as I'm like, my desiccated bloody corpse is strewn about in the ground in like a voodoo pattern, you know, and this picture, this visage of this old lady is just gonna be hanging on a tree above me, and you know, people are gonna fly in and find me, and then they're gonna get killed, and they're gonna get their bodies sewn together on a rock. That's just how this is gonna freaking go. Nah, I think I'll be fine. Okay, so I've been lost for about 3 hours now. I'm not afraid to admit that. There was many crying moments involved, but I cut all that out, thankfully. So I'm about to tap into my food rations. Hopefully it will last me the night. Just ignore that. Just ignore that. It's been going on for like 45 minutes now. I've just come to enjoy it. I'm a very optimist lost hiker. I have to admit that much. Okay, yeah, so I'm not really lost. I know, big shocker, right? I bet I had you all, I bet I had all of you fooled. I'm heading back only because I actually walked a little bit further back there, and it was really creepy. It was like this hillside in the woods. There was like this hillside, and on this hillside there was this broken down old black building, like a shack kind of thing. I'm not shitting you on this. I really saw that back there. So I don't know if that's like somebody's actual house, or just part of somebody's house or property, or if that's really just like a broken down shack that's out there. Not really in the mood to find out today. And it's not because I'm scared, it's just because that there's very limited stuff for me to do in this town. So now I'll always know about the old broken down shack out in the woods that I can go and explore another day. So I'm glad we experienced that together, even though you didn't actually see it, but it was there, trust me. All right, well, I'll be heading back now to study for my biology exams. I'm glad that you were able to go on this walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. I lost my Slim Jim, by the way. Dropped it back there. So, yeah. The Blair Witch will be eating good tonight, I'll tell you that much. Alright. Signing out.